Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comic Book Burrito Extra Beef. My name is Darien,
My name's Landon.
and welcome to the first ever edition of Agree to Disagree, inspired by the Variant podcast, Variant Comics on YouTube. Go check them out. We thank them for giving me the inspiration. I want to do this as an episode, but this is kind of like a game. This isn't a review, and so let me give you the quick rundown of the rules. So both me and Landon have put together a list of 6 Marvel and DC hot takes, opinions each. We don't necessarily agree with all of them or disagree with all of them. It's a mix. And we're going to name them off and we're going to state if we agree or disagree, or if we slightly agree or if we slightly disagree, or definitely, like just there can be varying options.
Yeah.
And from there, we'll discuss why, and what's this whole discussion about it. And think it'll be fun. So if you guys want us to keep doing this, give us more opinions. We'll definitely talk about them. But I guess we can go ahead and get into it.
Yeah. It's my turn out to war.
War? Oh,
A little nervous. But yeah, here I guess I'll give you the honors of going first.
all right. Well, thank you. My first uh opinion, not opinion. I don't know what you want to call it. My first uh thing
Do you want to
is
start easy and then we gradually get like more? Whoa,
I wasn't planning. I was planning on going straight into it, straight into controversial.
straight into controversy. Okay.
Yeah. Because my first one is Marvel Phase 4 was a complete dumpster fire with barely any good projects.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
So, so
do you want to say if your opinion on you like agree or disagree first? Like
I,
we
I'm
just say it.
I'm in the agree category. Well, we did get a couple good things, such as Spider-Man No Way Home, Shang-Chi, Loki, WandaVision. I don't know, am I
Hmm.
missing a major one here?
Werewolf by Night.
We're up by night. So that's
Um.
four projects. Or
See,
no, that's five now.
and Black Panther too. I don't know if
Black
you said that.
Panther. Yeah, Black Panther. But
Um.
here the thing is, the bad ones were. I just feel like we're just so laughably bad that I don't really. That I
So
just I
you're hitting the slightly agree or agree.
I do slightly agree.
Okay.
Because I mean some of the stuff was like good, but I mean it's just if you told me, hey, I would do a whole Phase 4 rewatch, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. I think
Thor Thor alone would like I
well,
don't know.
you go straight from Thor or straight from Miss Marvel into Thor.
Yeah, and that's just not. And then you have She-Hulk, which is okay. Um, then you have a couple good episodes, a couple of okay episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Um, but like really like the finale, the first episode and episode 4 are like the best episodes of that show. And it's weird because maybe like on paper, it seems like there's more good projects and
I'll give you a hot take. This isn't even on my list, but I'll give you a hot take about Phase 4.
yeah.
I think Eternals isn't that bad of a movie.
I don't think Eternals is that bad either. The character,
It's kind of grown on me over time.
it's strange because
I think back on it fondly. I think.
I I'm not gonna say I think back on it fondly, but something it got right, and I think it was a big thing is the characters and the action in it.
Yeah.
Granted, I can't remember their names, so that might I don't know if that means
I
something.
remember their names.
I remember he not Healy. Is it Healy? It's
No.
Icarus. The only
Yeah.
one I remember. Just because of the saying, flew too close to sun. That's it. But like I liked them all. You know, I thought every character in there was enjoyable, and I wanted to see more of them.
That was
Uh,
just my, but let me get to my answer with this. I think I also slightly agree.
mhm.
Um, Marvel Phase 4 had its hits definitely. When it had its hits, it had its hits. It was good, but
Yeah,
when it had its low points, they were very low.
Yeah, it was so low. I think it cancels out almost of what.
And part of me is happy we went through Phase 4 because now it seems like Marvel is actually doing like they're fixing things.
Yeah, I'm because it's strange because on paper it feels like Phase 4 was actually just decent, but I don't know. Just again, Love and Thunder, Black Widow.
Part of me wants to go through a rewatch of it just because I feel like my opinions have been changed because of the internet. Like I want to
Yeah,
make my own opinion.
I think I don't want to. That's what's the key point is. I'm just
I
like I
don't
don't
think so
want.
with Thor. I think Thor is just bad.
Yeah.
But Miss Marvel may be one of those things where maybe I just didn't like it because I was listening to everybody like hate on it.
Well,
But
well,
like then again, I don't
I
know.
thought we were more than fair. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we were constantly praising what's her name who plays Kamala,
Mhm.
because she's great. I love her. She's awesome. And I thought the family dynamic with like Abu and all them were great.
Well, hate to tell you, but
Uh,
Abu will be back
I
in the
thought,
Marvels.
um, I mean,
But
it was okay, but I had to slightly agree. It's just, yeah, it was a dumpster fire, and I think the criticism was well deserved.
all right, there we go. Both slightly agree for the very first one. All right, on to my second Marvel one. This is comic related. Now mine go comic related to movie related is all pretty much what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Number two is the Avengers are a less interesting group of heroes than the Justice League. And to
Uh,
this, I agree.
you think the Avengers are less interesting?
Yes, than the Justice
Now,
League.
what Justice League are we talking
Okay,
about?
like
What Avengers and what Justice League?
well,
That's one.
Avengers is in like the first Avengers movie group of Avengers.
Okay, so Cap, Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Black Widow, Hawkeye.
Yeah, the Avengers
All right,
that but that the modern audience has come to realize.
I got you. Okay.
And then Justice League being basically like all of okay, so Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, and I don't either
Martian.
Martian Manhunter or Green Lantern. Either one is fine.
Well, which Green Lantern? We're talking about Hal,
How
John
how
Stewart,
how?
Hal Jordan. Okay. Uh,
Like I said, I agree with this.
what do you mean with interesting? Like, with or include all their
Like
background?
thing,
Their
well, yeah, I mean, you could do background things that the characters in general, just like stuff about them, more interesting. I think the Justice League are more interesting than the Avengers. In almost every account, I enjoy seeing the Justice League interact with each other more than I do the Avengers,
Mhm. Uh,
personally.
I can agree with that. I agree with you. I was gonna be like, I don't know, because I think some dynamics with Iron Man and Captain America, and also just the story of Bruce is very interesting, along with Black Widow and Hawkeye is
Yeah.
very
But I feel
interesting,
like
but
I instead of Captain America and Iron Man interacting, I'd like rather see Batman and Superman
interact.
interact.
Yeah.
I think
See,
they're because that's like
and that's like perfect.
yeah.
And Superman and like Wonder Woman like interacting or what. I mean, it's really cool, and especially with Flash and I mean, yeah. I'm have to agree with you. I'm have to agree with you.
Yeah, and it's a hot take, but
It is a hot take. I don't know if yeah, it's a hot take because
it
I
is.
don't know about that because like I don't know, I'm sure some people agree. I'm like, yeah, I forget what world I live on
Yeah.
sometimes.
There we go. That was my second one. We both agreed, or did you say you slightly just
Yeah,
I slightly agree?
I agree with you. I agree completely.
Okay. So there we go. Number three. Here's another one that's gonna take some talking about. Um, Hawkeye should have been the one to sacrifice himself for the Soul Stone, not Black Widow in Avengers Endgame.
Um, okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Here the thing is, I don't know.
This is a
I
tough one.
can't. I don't know if I can really give an example, but or a reasoning. but I kind of agree with it. Um, because like, why did Black Widow die? Exact, you know what I'm saying? At the
He
same
did
time,
it. I think they did it because Hawkeye had his family,
yeah,
and
and part of me is like, man, I should that would have been like more impactful. You know what I'm saying? He like
yeah,
lost his family,
yeah,
and like, and it's like a dad story. It's like, dude, I'd do anything to give him back. I give myself up to give him back. Like, why did she did it? Because like, granted, she had a good reason. Like, yeah, you gotta be with your kids, but I think it'd have been really cool if had that sacrifice and then
I think I slightly agree with this one.
I
Well,
saw. Well, the thing is, it's still a toss up because I mean, I feel like I would if
no,
we
you
were
know
in
what?
another universe,
Change my mind.
another universe.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I'm going slightly disagree.
Oh, okay. Well, why do you think that?
I
If you
think I
because
think it's hmm, I don't know, the whole family. Plus, I feel like he did that, and we only got the Hawkeye show, and there are a lot of emotional moments in that show with him like remembering back at like Black Widow, and
yeah,
then I don't know. Plus, if she survived, then I mean, if she survived, Black Widow movie might have been a sequel and a prequel.
yeah,
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I just think maybe I think that um keeping that whole family together is maybe a better wholesome,
like,
not wholesome, but I mean kind of, but I don't know.
yeah. I mean, again, it's really a toss up. I can't like. I'm gonna go with just slightly agree, only on the fact that I thought I would think the dynamic of I always like the story of like, yeah, I'd do anything for my family. I'd sacrifice myself for them. I always like that story arc.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, it's I don't know. Again, if it was in another universe, I'd probably say the same thing. If we're in a universe and Black and it was Hawkeye that did it, I'd be like, well, I think Black Widow would have been cool.
yeah.
It's a toss. I can't really pick or choose on this.
All right. So slightly disagree, and you're slightly agree.
Yes.
So I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree. Huh, get it? Okay, sorry. Anyway, moving on. Number four. Um, Ultron. Ace Ultron. So like when you think of Ultron, whatever you think of is what we're talking about in this situation. Same
Yeah.
with Thanos. Is a better villain than Thanos in both books and film.
Base
I'm
Ultron. Wait, hold on. Are you talking about Ultron like from the movies, or are you saying like
no,
Ultron
just in general, Ultron
from the like comics and all that?
from everything.
Everything. Yeah, I agree.
I think it's really tough for me to figure out what exactly my answer is for this because Ultron, Thanos is great, is very powerful, especially with the
Not,
Infinity Stones.
yeah, and that's kind of where my question comes in. Would he be as cool if like he had all the if he didn't have all the Infinity Stones?
No,
See, Ultron's cool at his lowest and highest form. You know,
yeah, okay,
um, that's where my thing kind of comes in.
all right. I think I'll agree with this one then. Ultron, better villain than Thanos, um, in general.
Mhm.
But it's I don't know. Thanos is like you said. Thanos is really only really cool when he's got all the stones.
Yeah, and don't get me
But at that
wrong,
point, he's like the most
Thanos
overpowered thing ever.
yeah, and that's when he looks cool, and when he's talking to Lady Death and interacting with Silver Surfer sometimes. Um, I mean that's when it's cool, but like nobody really cared. Like nobody cared about Thanos until he had like the full Infinity Gauntlet. At least in my opinion, I don't know. I don't know if other people. I don't know if you guys feel differently. Like don't get me wrong, base Thanos is pretty powerful, but like I don't know, base Ultron could take out the Avengers. You know,
Yeah,
Thanos, he would have to have the gauntlet.
yeah. Well, I mean, Thanos did take on the Hulk in Infinity War and
Yeah,
win.
but it's just the
And
Hulk though, not like the whole team.
that's true.
But I mean, who knows? Who knows?
I
maybe
don't know.
I'm
I think I
wrong
agree
talking
with it.
about.
I think I agree.
Mhm.
Did you say you agreed or slightly?
I definitely agree with that.
Okay. All right. This one is one that's gonna involve. This is also taken from, not stolen, but borrowed from the variant version of agree or disagree is what theirs is, but ours is agree to disagree. Star Wars could make Disney way more money than Marvel if handled correctly.
Yeah. Uh,
You
well,
see,
okay. Are we talking about
we're talking about peak Star Wars and Marvel right now.
like
So peak
so current
Infinity Saga, and then like imagine every movie that Star Wars is putting out is on the level of like Revenge of the Sith or like those the good movies.
yeah, like Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the big ones that like draw in audiences and get emotional responses for people.
Honestly, it probably would. It probably would.
Well, I think there's also the I think I might slightly disagree on this.
Okay.
Because granted, I love Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I think on this right now.
Yes.
Um, but I Marvel has a lot more to work with. Granted, Star Wars has tons. They have the non-canon stuff, the Legends, which is there's a lot of untapped potential there that I'm surprised they still haven't gotten into, like stuff with High Republic and all that kind of stuff, Old
Yeah.
Republic. Um, but I mean, they have like these newer characters, which I mean, they could do a lot of Captain Rex, the Clone Wars, Ahsoka. They're now she's getting her own show. They have a lot. Marvel has 80 something years of stuff to pull from and IP. And there's just so much at Marvel. I think that I mean, granted, Star Wars could give them a run for their money, but I don't think anything could really top Marvel at Disney. But
I
then
got you.
again, I don't know.
But why not with let me think here. I don't know, I'm trying to word this right here. Like why not be with well here's I mean I'd say Star Wars has the upper hand because they can kind of just do whatever almost with like the movies, the
Now we could also make an argument also for Star Wars comic books and novels and stuff because those are pretty popular, kind of.
yeah. I think you can kind of just make up whatever with Star Wars if it's done good. You know, like you have, I feel like unlimited amount of stuff you could do. I mean, granted, you can make the same argument for Marvel, but like people have like a basic idea of what they want,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I just there's a point where I think you have to like, okay, we're kind of out of ideas here. Let's see what you know, what can we do that's new but won't piss off the fans. You know,
Yeah.
oh, because honestly, the Force Awakens and that whole trilogy could have been like really good. I mean, didn't the Force Awakens make like $1 billion?
Uh, I think so, if not close to it.
Yeah, that was before a Marvel movie made $1 billion.
Yeah.
So, so I mean, I just think that's kind of proof right there. Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I wrong on that one? Or
Well, I mean, we're both like I said, we're subject to our opinions in this.
yeah,
I'm still gonna go with the slightly disagree, just because I think Marvel has the more IP to work with. But granted, I do see what you're saying with Star Wars being able to have be more free with their storytelling.
yeah.
Um, because I mean, like things like The Mandalorian season 1 and 2 were amazing, and
I mean, one of the best like reviewed shows
yeah,
ever.
yeah, and then Andor, which I still haven't seen it, but I mean, I've heard it's good.
Mhm.
And there's just like, and then you have Revenge of the Sith and Empire Strikes Back. Those just like revered movies. Rogue One too, a little bit.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I guess two Star Wars could go in like different genres. Marvel can't really give you
Marvel's
genre. Marvel's
a,
is a superheroes genre.
another thing. I mean, like Mandalorian went for like a western. type
Yeah.
thing, a Western bounty hunter show. It's like, okay, this sounds cool.
Yeah, but I
And
guess Marvel could too, though. Marvel's got Guardians or sci-fi stuff, and then you have Secret Invasion, kind of more grounded spy thriller.
all that
You've
stuff.
got Doctor Multiverse
Right.
of Madness, which is a little bit like um kind of horror.
Hmm.
WandaVision's technically a period piece, but multiple periods. Excuse me.
Yeah. Period. Hey, I mean, hey, you're right on that. I
So I don't
mean,
know. I'm
yeah,
gonna stick with slightly disagree.
we're at a standstill on this.
Yeah. So but the point is, like, I mean, obviously the point's not to like convince each other to change, but
Yeah.
um,
Maybe it
but that's,
is.
I mean, it could be.
That's my goal.
But yeah. Let me check how much time we have. 6 minutes. Okay, we got time to this next one. Avengers: Age of Ultron, the movie, does not deserve the hate that it gets.
Um, I don't know. I don't know on this one. I don't. I'm gonna say no because there's a lot of
No is not an answer, sir.
no. Oh no. Well, I disagree. My bad. Uh,
So you think it does deserve the hate?
no, no, I don't think it does.
Okay,
Sorry.
then you would agree.
Um, the biggest thing is I think the only bad thing about Age of Ultron is Ultron. I think, which you could say is a big
I
part.
don't. I don't get. I mean, I get sort of, but um, I don't get like what everyone's issues really are with the movie. Is it just Ultron, or
I think. I mean, I think it's.
is it writing? Like I don't.
I mean, I've always considered that Ultron was just not as good as he should have been. That's
Well,
what always,
I can see that.
and I can see that. My thing is, why not? Where am I going with this? Uh,
No idea.
I think there's a lot of really cool scenes that are even better than the first Avengers movie. Biggest example being the barn scene where they're out in like Clint's like Hawkeye's like home and all that.
Is that the one
Like
where
that,
Captain America's ripping logs in half?
yeah, that and like Tony and Nick Fury in like the shed
Yeah.
and like I don't know, just that whole part, like all the interactions are really cool and the action scenes are really good. Uh, I don't know. You want to hear a hot take? I think Age of Ultron is better than the first Avengers movie.
Oof.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a whole nother discussion for another
That's a
time.
whole nother discussion. I didn't write that down. Should have been more mine. But it's just a lot of good scenes in it. I like the again. I like seeing it, like the party scene, like where they're having like the party. Like that's awesome. The interactions are really good in the movie. So I don't think it deserves the hate at all.
All right. I think I'll have to go slightly agree with it too. I pretty much agree with everything you said. I don't really have any other arguments.
Yeah.
All right. 3 minutes here. And my final Marvel is this one. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie, animated and live action.
Oh, you
Animated or
think?
live action, just like in general.
Uh,
Not now, not paying attention to nostalgia or any of that. As a movie
yeah,
as itself.
yeah. Uh, yeah. No, I disagree.
Okay, what's your
It's
reasoning
my
there?
my reason. Oh, we live in a world where Spider-Man 2 exists. Um, and again, I'm gonna throw another hot take in here. I think I like the first Spider-Verse movie better a bit.
I can agree
Now,
with that.
granted, I would like to do a rewatch at the time of us recording this. I would like to do a rewatch just to make sure I'm not like smoking or anything. Um, I don't know. I think I like the first Into Spider-Verse movie better, but then by at that point, I already thought Spider-Man 2 was still better. So, I don't know. I just, I don't know. I don't know. Something about Spider-Man 2 just speaks to me personally. Uh, Especially now with me having like my own place and everything, and just living in the real world's like really hard sometimes.
Mhm.
Uh, I can relate to it a lot. Uh, so that's why it's on there for me.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna disagree with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is also another one that was inspired off of Variant's podcast. I think they both agreed.
That it is the best.
Yeah.
Mm, okay. Again,
Um.
I do a rewatch that. I've been wanting to do that for a minute. I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for the physical copy to come out.
Yeah. But that's the end of my Marvel section. My DC section is more interesting, but I feel like we
Yeah,
get
same.
into your Marvel now.
Yes. I think I'm gonna go start off low and then go higher and higher as we
Okay,
go.
and also I should point this out. So I think we did. We don't know what our lists are,
Yes, we do not.
so it's a surprise.
Um,
Nervous.
First one very easy, very easy for me, very easy for you. I'd say Ang Lee's Hulk is the best Hulk movie.
Um,
Agree or disagree?
Slightly disagree.
Okay. Full on agree for me. I think it is the best Hulk film. As much as I love Edward Norton,
I
I
think. Granted, I've only seen it that one time. I
mhm,
feel like that was enough.
yeah.
Um, I
Where's the
slight,
slightly part come in? That's
yeah,
what I'm interested
because
in.
when you say, I think both of the Hulk movies are kind of not neck and neck to me, but I mean, I think the Incredible Hulk's better.
Hmm.
Just because the the CGI. Um,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I just do not like what Ang Lee's Hulk looks like. His neck.
his neck
Um,
yeah, like a fat guy.
yeah,
Uh,
and he
it
looks
could be
like
modeled off Ang Lee.
he looks like Tony from the pizza joint down the street. That's what he looks like.
Oh yeah,
Um, like if you go to New York and you go to a pizza joint, there's a guy named Tony in there. That's what he looks like.
yeah, that's Tony. Yeah,
Yep.
you get that right.
Um, I don't know. And plus, I don't know. I just think I really like Edward Norton more than I
Yeah,
did
Eric
what Eric
Bana.
Bana. Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I agree too because I think Edward Norton's Bruce is like the best Bruce we've ever gotten on screen, even compared to Mark Ruffalo. Um, but something about Ang Lee's Hulk, I just really enjoy. I like the visuals of it, and I this might sound like a hot take as well, but the comic book panel editing I really like as well. I don't know what it is. I get it probably doesn't age well, or if it ever really looked good, but I don't know. I mean, am I the only one here that likes it? I mean, I don't know, what were your thoughts on the comic book panel?
I liked it. I think I remember liking it a little bit. Um,
Mm,
no, I could
I
say I
got,
liked it.
I gotcha. Okay.
What was your? You said you agreed with it. I
Strongly
slightly
agree.
disagreed.
Yeah.
All right.
Um. The, okay. This one I'm out not this one off because I don't know too much about this genre, but the
Oh,
best voice actor is Yuri Lowenthal.
okay. So I
I don't
have a little bit of knowledge. I know what Josh Keaton sounds like. I know what Yuri
okay.
sounds like, and I think I
You
know
know
what what's his name sounds like, who voiced
you
him
know
in.
you know Neil Patrick Harris and Christopher Daniel Barnes.
Okay.
Uh, Neil Patrick Harris was MTV. Christopher Daniel Barnes was like the '90s show.
All right.
Ni-
I think you're right. That's
Um,
agree.
you agree he's the best?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, not yet. You're right, but that the question itself is right.
um, I slightly disagree because
Okay.
there's a part of me that really still loves Josh Keaton a lot, and I think I like the way he does like quips and all that better than Yuri does. Um, because everything else is neck to neck with me. But if I rather hear a
Yeah, well,
quip, I'd rather
who's a better in general? Who's a better voice actor?
a better voice actor. I'd say probably Yuri because he's done many things. I'm not too sure what Josh Keaton has done. I know he played Electro in the PS4 game.
Really?
Um, yeah. Again, I'm not too familiar with all what Josh Keaton has done though, but because I don't know his full range,
Well,
so it might.
I can say this: the reason I am agreeing with him Yuri Lowenthal being the best Spider-Man voice actor is because when I think of Spider-Man and try to think of his voice, I either think of Tom Holland's voice or Yuri Lowenthal's voice first, and I can't think of any other voice Spider-Man voice actor.
Yeah,
To me, I don't like I can't hear their voice in my head. I can hear Yuri though.
yeah, and I can't say it's always a mix between Yuri and.
You know
I
the
think
one
if it's
line I can hear. You want to know the one
somebody,
line I can hear in my head?
well,
The one line I can hear is Craven's gonna wish he never came to New York. Is the one line that I hear in my head.
yeah, I hear that in my head all the time. If I'm reading like an older Spider-Man, like older Peter Parker Spider-Man, I hear Yuri. Younger, I hear Josh, and it's back and forth. It's very tied, but I think just something about Josh Keaton, it just has like the slider edge for me. Um,
Okay.
at least for me.
I'm not like too well versed on what Josh Keaton sounds like other than like a few clips. So um
Yeah, he was spectacular Spider-Man.
yeah, I'm not I've never seen that show.
Anyway, that's a show we need to review. That's like the best Spider-Man show there is. I mean, besides the MTV Spider-Man.
Jeez.
um,
Show
Here,
sucks.
next one. Um, Spider-Man Miles Morales is a better game than Marvel's Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh. Okay. In terms like this the game in general, everything about the game
Entirely story,
entirely.
gameplay,
Yeah,
traverse,
okay.
the whole.
I'm going to have to so I gotta think about my answer so I don't say it wrong. You're saying Miles Morales is a better game overall than the first one,
Then, yes,
the PS4 one. Okay, I'm
yes.
gonna have to disagree.
Well, okay.
And my reasoning behind that is the only thing that is different that was like well, like a big difference that's better than the first one is the swinging. I think
Oh, you think that's the only like difference? And
that's the well, I mean graphics too, but then again, that's just like
yeah,
a new
we're not
console.
graphics, not including graphics. We're
Yeah,
just
I think it's just the swinging. I still enjoy the story for PS4 Spider-Man is great. I
yes,
think,
I agree.
and Miles Morales' story was a little weird. It felt
It,
kind
it,
of weird.
it wasn't the best. Like the beginning is really cool and the ending's cool, but there's like that middle area. It's like, it's
Yeah,
okay.
and we I think we've talked about this before on the podcast maybe or something. Um,
I'm not too
where
sure.
the villain reveal was kind of just you could see it a mile away, and
Yeah,
it really
definitely.
wasn't anything crazy.
As soon as you see the character, and
Yeah,
then see, oh, I'm gonna say it. It's been 3 years now. As soon as you see Finn, see the Tinker a little bit later, you're like, this is obviously this character.
yeah.
And I always hated stuff like that. It's like if you're going to do a reveal, you better make sure we have no idea. Like Venom, like I have no idea. I mean, hopefully we don't play the game. We're like, oh, okay, that's who's going to be Venom.
I mean, I think another good reveal is even though it's not people that like it, but it's like they did it well. Was Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie? No one knew that was a woman,
Yeah,
and which that was kind of shocking
yeah.
when it
Granted,
happened.
where
I
people
think
have to know, but
yeah,
it was a surprise.
yeah. So I think something like that, just like reveals that are just like, oh, I thought it was this, but this is completely different. Oh, now this makes sense. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
the same with Red Hood and Under the Red Hood, and kind
yeah.
of, and I don't know. That's just my opinion. So I disagree with the statement.
I I I slightly disagree. Because I'm not going to include length because obviously one's a shorter game.
Yeah, one's technically a
but
spinoff.
yeah, technically a spinoff. So I don't know if it's really fair, but I'd slightly disagree. But I think Miles Morales is just it takes things to a whole new level in everywhere besides story, and I just think the story is just not as good as the first game. And with the first game, you still have decent swinging and combat and everything else.
Yeah, you
So
talk
it's like, why
coming from a
not?
guy who logged how long into the game?
I have over 200 hours, and I've played through the story like 15 times. So I've done Miles Morales through 5 times.
Jeez.
Yeah. Um, and
I think
I'm
I've done
here.
Miles twice.
I'm doing a legacy here soon.
Hey,
For hey,
we're not far off. 2 months.
dude,
No,
yeah,
3 months.
literally
Three.
tomorrow. It's gonna be days away from launch.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well,
Um, but yeah, I slightly disagree. But Spider-Man is overall better just because it has all still good aspects such as swinging and gameplay, and the combat and all that. But you have the really good story to go along with it. And that's just the better package, rather
yeah.
than having greater swinging, greater combat, but the story is just not there. Um, so that's where I'm going to end it off at. So slightly
Okay.
disagree.
All right, and I disagree.
Mhm. Here we go. Next one. Iron Man 2 is the best Iron Man movie.
100% agree.
Same here.
I
um,
throwing that in there. That's a hot take. People are gonna. We lost like 10 subscribers just now.
bro.
I'll give mine since you were like telling me. I'll give my opinion and then you can.
Yeah.
Me and Lane have talked about this a lot. Iron Man 2,
Last episode.
yeah.
Dude,
Iron Man 2 is a great movie, I think. I mean, it has flaws. Most movies do. I mean, it's not only some movies can be perfect. Guardians of the Galaxy. Anyway, um, sorry. And no, I'm not kidding. That movie has some flaws too. Um, but Iron Man 2 has, I think, a better villain in like
then
Justin Hammer, as I'm counting as villain, even though
just
Whiplash is technically,
is a god.
yeah,
I'm concerned.
yeah. So Justin Hammer's in the movie, which would be like number one, a War Machine, fully on Don Cheadle War Machine.
Oh yeah,
The whole fight in the park is awesome.
yeah.
Um, and then just like I don't know I like the characters more, I like the story more. Um, like the fights more. But the first
Yeah.
one's nostalgic for me. The third one's okay. I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I just remember it being okay.
hmm
Um, but yeah, Iron Man 2 is the best. 100% agree.
hmm Um,
Very rewatchable.
I agree as well. I really really like Iron Man 2. Um, is it like the best one? No. Well, no. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. No. It is it for me. It is the best one. Mostly due to again, the villains are way better. I don't remember the guy's name in the third movie.
It's like
But
Aldrich Killian, right?
Aldrich Killian, and better than Ironmonger from
Yeah, Obadiah Stane. But the
Aztec.
actor for Obadiah Stane,
Oh yeah, I love the actor. Don't get me wrong,
I'd
I
like to
love
see
Jeff.
him interact with Justin Hammer.
Is he dead? I can't remember. Does he die? He does die,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
yeah. He's
Um.
got a son apparently,
Hey. Okay.
which could show up, and maybe Armor Wars.
Hey, bring him in. Because I don't know, Justin Hammer alone saves is like the best thing ever to come out of that movie.
Elon
Um,
Musk cameo.
Elon Musk cameo ruined Twitter.
Yeah,
Uh, he did get rid of things, but still, it was a dumb idea to begin with. Um, I don't know. I really really like Iron. I don't, It's not really much I can really explain why. I just really really enjoy it, and I think if more people I like people to give it like another chance because I think
I
oh
feel the
my phone
same way I do about Iron Man 2 that I do with Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Now,
And
granted, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is not the best Guardians of the Galaxy movie. That's the third one, but I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is better than the first one because of the villain, obviously,
yeah,
and the character. I don't know. It's got Mantis in it. It's kind of funnier to me. It looks more colorful.
oh yeah, definitely more humorous. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, Iron 2, both agree is the best Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
Now these last two, especially the last one, you're gonna kill me, but we'll get to that here in a minute.
All right, I got my knife ready.
Okay,
On the screen.
here's one before it.
All right.
Marvel's animal characters are better than DC's. Me,
Animal characters, you said?
yes, I'm talking Howard the Duck, Rocket Raccoon, Spider Ham, you know, Hit Monkey. You know what I'm talking about? Then with DC,
Yeah.
you got Crypto, Ace,
Detective Chimp.
Detective Chimp. Yeah. See, so
Let's see what else. What's yeah, it's that little chipmunk Green Lantern thing.
I can't remember his name.
His name's Chip.
Yeah,
CH apostrophe P.
yeah. You got the Flash Turtle.
Well, I don't think
And
that's. I think that was made for that movie.
I thought he had one. Does
I
he
don't think
not?
that's in the. Let me look it up then. Here,
I swear.
DC animal characters. Streaky the super cat. You want to count Vixen? She can turn into animal, like some, or Animal Man can also turn into animals. Like I don't know, Beast Boy can. Oh, here we go. Gorilla Grodd, King Shark,
Yeah.
Man Bat, technically, maybe, kind of. Killer Croc, maybe. Um, Aquaman is not an animal.
I'd
Um,
say animal first, then human. Like I don't know if I would count Killer
all right,
Croc.
Bat Cow.
Yeah, Bat Cow. Yeah, see, yeah, Bat Cow would be it.
I think
Spider
I
Ham.
think I could.
Marvel, you got Lockjaw, Rocket Raccoon,
Okay,
Devil Dime.
I think I could agree.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
because the Rocket alone,
Yeah.
no,
I mean,
yeah.
for me, it's Howard the Duck. I love.
Oh,
That does it. I love Howard the Duck. Yeah,
Marvel
I
hates
agree.
Howard the Duck and Howard the Duck fans.
Yeah, you got that right. I'm so mad. Like I wish James Gunn did I wish that was the Christmas special. A bit.
Did he not show up in the Christmas special?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't think he did. Huh. Okay. Well, okay, what did I answer?
You
um,
see,
I
I
agree.
agree. Agree with
Yeah,
Marvel.
you agree too, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Uh, last one here.
Oh, Lord.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the worst in the series.
Okay. Sorry. Right. 100% disagree.
Okay.
That movie spoke to me more than any other Marvel movie has ever.
Um.
I have to say, okay. Let me.
Okay.
That movie story, the characters, the emotions, the way they closed the story, everything about it was just great.
You
Like
sound like you're up talking about right now.
I've seen this movie twice. I wanted to see it third time so bad, but I don't want to go to theaters.
Mhm.
Um,
Theaters, I
but like
know.
I cried more than I've cried in like any movie watching this.
Yeah.
This is by far, I can say this is the best movie past Avengers Endgame and may possibly be my favorite Marvel movie.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at. And I
Okay.
feel like you're going to blindside me and be like, well, I actually, after thinking about it, I really don't like this.
Great. Okay. Granted, I've seen it once.
I'm going to
Um.
breach through my computer
I
screen.
okay. Very, very slightly agree because because I'm sitting. It's very close, but I'm sitting on. I like two more. I like volume two more.
How?
Yeah. Okay.
How?
I I
The rocket scenes alone.
I know. I know. I know. I'm not even like trying to pull your leg or trying to seriously like do something right now. But
We'll reach through this
It's
microphone.
hard for me to play myself. I because I think three. Okay. Volume two, I like the soundtrack for Volume Two more.
Have you listened
Um,
to the soundtrack for Volume 3?
I listened to it a bunch. I like Volume Two soundtrack better. Um, Granted, it's not James Gunn's fault with Gamora. I didn't care for Gamora as much in the third one. Um, but was what James Gunn worked with of something that he had no choice of doing is not bad. I
I
just
think like
couldn't
the
get.
only complaint maybe I could give was Adam Warlock, but then again, I think
Well,
that
I love Adam
Adam
Warlock.
Warlock was funny.
I loved Adam Warlock in that.
Yeah, and I get what they were going for because he was literally taking out his
Um,
pod too soon.
yeah. Um, I don't know. So I like Volume Two more as where I am currently sitting now.
I think
Literally,
someone needs to do a rewatch.
it's out on I know it's out on digital. I might buy it this weekend. I'm gonna do a rewatch because I know my girlfriend really wants to see it again,
Hold on, you need to
and
invite me.
I'll
Hold on.
really come back to the
Ah,
podcast this week and see how wrong I am.
hold on.
Okay,
Someone needs to invite me to this rewatch.
hey,
Hold on.
I'll invite you over. I'll do that.
Let me see
Yeah,
here.
I just need to. I it's no hate. I'm serious. I'm not even trying to pull your leg. I like two better
Ladies and gentlemen,
currently.
comment underneath this episode and tell me if this is a leg pulling situation or not. Because it feels like
It's
it
not
is.
like I didn't come up with it. Like I literally was all like, you know
He
what?
was
I
like,
think
"What's the thing that Darien would absolutely hate?"
the thing is that did come up to my mind first. I was all like, you know what? I think I actually might like Guardians 2 better than
Oh
3.
my!
Yeah, and I'm not even like again. I'm not trying to make you mad. It's just how I feel, and I wouldn't
I'm
say it
I'm not mad.
if
I'm disappointed.
I thought it would not be entertaining to say.
I'm not
um,
mad. I'm disappointed.
well, look, I'm gonna do a rewatch, and I'll say how wrong I am the weekend if I really enjoy it. Okay, can you agree with that?
Fine.
Okay, all right.
Is that the last of your Marvel?
Yes, I told you I was gonna go slow
God,
for
that like
the.
stabbed me in the heart, man.
I know, yeah, told you, and that was like probably my. Luckily, that's the hardest one, but one of my DC is probably the most bold agree to disagrees, and this one I feel like we're gonna be a minute on that one.
All right. Well, we got 3 minutes left. Perfect timing. On to my DC, starting with um number one. This is a tough one. Not a tough one, but a controversial one.
Well,
James Gunn's DCU is doomed to fail because it is not severing all ties to the old DCEU.
uh, strongly disagree.
Okay. I'm trying to I lost my answer. So I'm trying to
Is this
figure out
gonna be
my
your Guardian 3 moment? You're like, I agree.
no. I okay. Slightly disagree.
Slightly.
I think there's a possibility that people are just going to get too confused and leave. But then again, I've seen a lot of stuff today. Everyone's confused about timelines. But then I saw a few posts and a quote by Peter Safran that kind of cleared it up for me a little bit, which I think
Yeah.
I'd send it to you.
But is the average Joe gonna see that?
Yeah. Uh, I think the average Joe is going to be like, "Oh, cool, it's that person," and not really think back to like.
Wait, hold on. Was it Henry Hold on. I want Zack Snyder back. Wait.
Uh,
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening.
but I slightly disagree. I don't think it's doomed to fail at all. And there's people making the argument that it's doomed to fail because WB doesn't have enough money. I don't believe that either.
Yeah, I'll believe
Maybe. I mean,
it.
it might. They obviously don't have enough money to pay their writers. Um, sorry. Uh,
They're
I'm fuming. Anyway. But no, I don't think it's doomed to fail. What do you? What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I mentioned the average Joe earlier, but I think the average Joe's gonna see a new Superman movie and be really excited and
Yeah, and
looking
from
forward.
what I read, Peter Safran said earlier talking about the podcast that was news this week, but he said that their whole goal is to make this as simple for the audience as possible. So like you don't have to have seen Peacemaker season 1 of the Suicide Squad to watch Peacemaker season 2. He said so basically this is a full reboot. They're just saving some actors for different roles, like because I guess they did the role well and they liked it. And
Yeah,
but like the whole story, everything else is new. So Peacemaker season 2 is probably not going to be affected by season 1.
yeah,
Maybe some story aspects, but that's about it.
I
So I
gotcha.
don't know how this. I guess it's a full. I don't know, but I don't think it's doomed because it has ties to the DC EU. As long as those ties aren't something like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I think
Yeah,
all of the Justice League need to be new actors,
I agree.
and that's what the general audience is going to notice.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
All right, so there's that. All right, now on to my most controversial, I think, of my DC ones. Okay. The Bat family. Now, meaning Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, Batwoman, spoiler, Batwing, all the like the weird bat people,
Yeah,
right? I think they
yeah.
are extremely overrated and they make Batman a less interesting character if they're in the story.
I perfectly agree.
Yeah.
Um,
This is
I
a
like the
strong agree
bat.
for me.
I cut off.
I don't like having a bat family. I like just having a couple ex sidekicks and that he just sometimes will work with. I don't like them all being getting together to work together. I just don't think.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Um,
I'm not a fan. I like having Nightwing, Red Hood maybe off doing his own thing. They have Nightwing and then the whatever Robin is with Batman, and then Oracle. So I don't count as a member of the Bat family. I only count her as she's Batgirl.
oh, you don't even. Okay. So my thing is, I have a limit. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I have a limit here. I think there's one too much. There's way too many people in the Bat family. I definitely agree with that. I mean, I cut off as Batman, Nightwing, Red Hood, Red Robin, and Robin. I put it down like, so what is it? We got Dick, Jason, oh, and Batgirl as well, or Oracle, whatever she is at the moment. Um, Let me think here, because yeah,
I think having all those people, like
you know
obviously
what?
Robin.
Bring it down to 10. Because screw Damien. So no Red Robin, just Robin. So Nightwing, Red Hood, Robin, Batgirl. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think the Bat family being it, I don't like when they're in Batman books. I like when he teams up with them sometimes, but he acts more. I don't. I just think it just kind of ruins his character a bit because Batman's solo. He works solo. That's why his whole thing with the Justice League. He's like, I'm
Yeah,
working with you guys, but like, I don't like it.
yeah,
Like but he gets to like him a little bit, but that's different. This is like him taking care of a bunch of kids, basically. I think it's kind of while he's crime fighting. I don't like it.
yeah. Well, I mean, I like it, but
I
there's
like
a
the thought of
point where it's
Batman all
like,
alone
holy
in his
crap!
Bat
Like, how
cave.
many people do you need in this thing? Like, and I think that's what makes Batman a bit interesting is that Batman needs help too, whether he likes to
Yeah,
admit it or not. Um,
but I think all the help Batman really needs is like Gordon and Alfred. I mean, maybe Robin when he
well,
needs.
I like Robin. I mean, I think Robin can help out a good amount.
I don't know. That's my thing. I completely agree with that statement.
Like I don't like Batwing being in there. I don't like there being multiple Robins, like Red Robin, Robin. Then you have like it's just annoying.
Yeah,
Cut it out.
it's too much.
Too much.
All right, so you agree as well?
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah. I don't think it makes it interesting at all. I think it makes it more dumb.
Okay. Um, this next one is a personal hot take of mine. Um, for two reasons, and I know you're going to disagree with it. I think.
Yeah.
But evil Superman can be a fun trope if done correctly. I.e., the Injustice books and
Okay.
games.
Well, see, here's the thing. I
But
think
he's
those
not.
are bad. I think those are bad examples. Uh, Grant, I've played all the Injustice games. I haven't read all the books like you. I've read a couple, read a couple volumes that you have let me borrow. Um, I don't know if I'm just in the mood of I'm just so sick of the trope of evil Superman. I don't want nothing else from it.
No, I'm not talking
Uh,
about evil Superman like brainwash Superman or anything like that. Because I think that's too played up.
yeah,
But I think this version of Superman, where he's not. I mean, he's not evil, but he's not good. Like he's not. He's doing things he thinks is good, but he's not. He's been influenced by like Wonder Woman telling him like, "Hey, yeah, you should definitely do this. You're on the right side with this and everything." And I don't know. I just think it's more interesting where he's like, because Superman in the Injustice books has scenes where he's like, Diana, am I really doing the right thing here? And
yeah.
she's always like, yes, you are. You're doing. And but
That's
Batman's
Wonder
obviously trying to
Woman.
stop it. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Wonder Woman's with him since the beginning.
yeah,
Um, I don't know. I just think it's fun in the Injustice books. I know a lot of people hate the Injustice comics. I personally really love them. I
hmm
don't know why.
I don't think they're like the worst thing on the planet. Like I know some people they just hate them, but I don't think they're
I really like
all.
them. Like I'm to the point where like I haven't got all the Injustice 2 books. Right, I don't like those as much as I did the normal Injustice Gods Among Us books. But
Mhm.
um, I am at the point where like if they make an Injustice 3, I'm all here for those books. I'm buying them.
Yeah, I don't think they're bad. I mean, I don't think the art's the best, but
Well,
whatever.
sometimes the art's bad.
Yeah,
But I don't know. That's me. I think that I definitely agree that evil. Well, I just slightly agree because um because evil Superman and the way Injustice does it is good, but evil Superman being brainwashed or stuff like that is well played out. As long
yeah,
as it can be unique and something interesting, then sure.
yeah. I got you. I mean, I'm so sick of it. I just don't feel like at this point there really is any way to make it good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know.
All
I don't
right.
know. It's just I don't want to see another Evil Superman ever in a good long while.
But what if Japan's gonna announce that a Elseworld Injustice universe live action will happen?
If it's Elseworld, whatever. If it's not like Zack Snyder, it's like yeah, this will happen in like the second Justice League
And then he
movie.
casts Henry Cavill as Super.
Yeah, then cast. Yeah, I'm just gonna be annoyed. So
Yeah.
we be annoyed.
But yeah, that's my number three.
Mhm.
My next one. The Yellow Lanterns are the most boring out of all the Lantern Corps.
Ooh. He thinks the most interesting out of the Lantern Corps. Then
Well, let me say my answer first. I will before you go, 'cause I guess you're still thinking.
okay.
I'm going to disagree with this
Mm-hmm.
because the most boring to me is the Orange Lanterns. Agreed. Larfleeze and all that. I think it's kind of I think Larfleeze is annoying.
Yeah, well, it's just simple, just greed. There's not. Oh, there's really
Yeah, and
much
there's
to it.
not much villainous stuff they can do besides steal stuff from you.
You know, I
More
just
just
wrote.
annoying.
I thought you were saying it like as a statement, like Yellow
No.
Lantern's most more like, oh dang, who do you think's most interesting? That's what I was thinking. So that's why I answered like that. Yeah, I disagree as well because I was like, surely, because I was trying to think because I always forget because you
I
have
tell you who the most interesting is.
yeah, who's the most interesting?
The Black Lanterns. They're
Yeah, aren't
awesome.
what are they again? Because
They're the Death Lanterns. They can bring people back to life from the dead. They're basically like zombified lanterns, and they're like kind of you've seen what they look like. They're like
yeah,
black
yeah,
with the and the comic Blackest Night is like one of the best crossover books I've ever read for DC.
yeah,
And I think they're like very scary. Necron is their leader, and
mhm,
it's really crazy. They literally
yeah,
just like the rings attached to the corpses of like dead people.
yeah. I played like a Batman 3. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
God, that mess of a game. Ugh, I
that's an
hate
extra
it.
beef.
That's an extra beef.
Um,
Uh, yeah, I have to agree. I'd say orange is probably the most boring.
another
You see
boring
yellow.
one. What's the one? Indigo lanterns, purple ones.
Yeah, they're love, aren't they?
No, that's like Star Sapphire, the pink ones.
Okay.
Pink ones. I don't know. There's a lot of lanterns. White
So,
lanterns are
well,
interesting
yeah,
too.
yeah, I'll say, what are the white ones? I can't remember those.
They're because that happened in the sequel to Blackest Night, Brightest Day. They're like, and they show up actually at the end of Blackest Night. They are the very first lanterns like ever, and they created the spectrum. That's what they call all of the colored rings, and they are basically life lanterns.
Oh, okay.
They created the life in the universe. I don't know. It's something, but they're I don't know. That's why I really like the like Lantern Corps, and I hope they're explored a lot in the DCU because there's so much interesting stuff with them.
Yeah.
Like it's essentially warring tribes in space, which I think is
That,
interesting. But
that,
yeah,
that is, I'm not much familiar with Lantern Corps. With all of them, I know like a couple. Like obviously, orange is green,
my
yellow's pink.
favorite is the light blue lanterns. Light blue.
Yeah, what are they? I don't remember those.
They're Hope, I think.
They're hope. Okay.
Yeah, Hope lanterns. But I really like them. They're cool. Uh, but yeah, so you okay? The question was or the statement was yellow lanterns are the most boring Atlanta
Yeah,
Corps. You
yeah.
disagree?
I definitely disagree.
Yeah, yeah, me too. All right, number five. Superman, back to Superman again, is the most recognizable superhero to ever exist.
Agree.
Over Batman, over Captain America, over the Hulk, Spider Man.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree, 100%. Why do you think that is? You think it's just because he was the first superhero,
No,
or
well, I think a lot of it has to do with.
combination of things? Maybe.
I mean, even if a person's never seen Superman in life, I mean, you can literally say, "Oh, by the way, as we are recording this, Spider-Man 2 launches 100 days."
Oh my god,
Yeah. Oh my god. Um,
do you have your
what
phone
was I
set to tell you
gonna
that? I heard a vibration.
say? I do. I have
Oh
it. I
my
have
god.
it. Um, what was I gonna say? But like, even a person's never seen Superman in their life, they're literally like, "Oh, look, it's a Superman." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's. But we're talking about character here. I mean, you throw a cape on something, and everyone's gonna think Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just that's just the way it is. You know, that is the superhero. You see any drawings of a superhero that have a cape and they have like a symbol on their chest, and everybody's like, "Oh, look." You know, that's the groundwork off everything. I feel like you know.
All right. What do you think is the second most recognizable superhero?
Um, Obviously the big runner ups is Batman and Spider Man.
Yeah, it's
Um,
hard. It's hard to choose.
it's a very hard to choose. I see when I
And
was
then
a
again,
kid.
it's also hard to choose for literally every other popular
Yeah,
superhero because
yeah,
I mean, people can show a picture of the Hulk and be like, "Oh, that's the Hulk. Oh,
yeah.
that's Captain America.
Oh yeah. I mean, they see a big green guy, and they're like, "Oh, that's the Hulk."
Oh, Shrek."
Um, sure, yeah, or Shrek. That's the latter. Um, I say when I was a kid, it felt like Batman was more popular, but I think currently where we're at, I'd say maybe Spider Man. I don't know if you'd agree with me on that.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna say currently second best is Spider Man,
but we do both agree that Superman is the most recognizable superhero to ever exist.
of course.
All right, moving on here. Actually, I'm gonna switch these two because I'll leave the biggest one for last. As long as characters like Rorschach, The Question, and Detective Chimp are around, Batman is not the world's greatest detective.
Got that right. The question's pretty good. Um, that's like his whole thing. I mean, if he sucked, I mean. I'd say all right. So am I agreeing like Batman's like not the world's greatest detective or
You're agreeing is that as long as those characters are around, Batman is not
I
the
agree.
world's.
I
Okay.
agree.
Um, I I see. I'm mixed between this one. I think I might slightly agree, only because it's literally his personality. Same with Detective Chimp, so we got detective in his name.
Yeah.
Batman has been called the world's greatest detective for decades.
Yeah, yeah. Don't get me
Um,
wrong. Rorschach's a good detective, but I think he's just paranoid. He knows enough where he kind of just gets it
yeah.
sometimes. Um, but yeah. I mean, literally, the question alone, I think, could solve a whole detective thing going on faster than Batman.
All right. Yeah. I can probably agree with that. So yeah, I'll do agree. You know what? You convinced me. Um, okay. And my final one, most controversial, maybe the most controversial. I don't know. DC Comics has a bigger impact on the superhero genre as a whole than Marvel does.
Yeah, I agree. Um,
For what reason?
well, I'd say back in the day they did. Um,
I mean,
I,
technically,
I
they
don't know.
DC had the first superhero.
DC had the first superhero, but if we're going, it's weird because of just how it's swamped. Because now Marvel is like the number one thing. Like people are more excited for Marvel Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, Captain America, and Black Panther game than the solo Black Panther and Iron Man game, rather than Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Gotham Knights.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And with the movies as well, people were excited for. Now, when Superman Legacy comes along and James Gunn's full universe starts to bring in, we'll see how that goes. But
I have a feeling
I
that's
mean,
going to bring in a lot of attention towards DC.
yeah, definitely, it's a Superman movie. I mean,
And you
definitely.
already know it's going to be in the trailer of Superman Legacy from the mind behind Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Well,
Peacemaker.
yeah, Peacemaker. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. Now, current comics, yes, DC is still,
DC has always, in my opinion, trumped um, Marvel comics. Just in terms of writing. This is a hot take. I don't really talk about it much. I think I told you one time. I don't think. Okay, this might be blasphemy, but I don't think Stan Lee is that good of a writer.
I mean, I don't think that's really a hot take.
I
Hey,
think it is.
people love Stan Lee, but he's not the best writer.
I love
No,
Stan Lee for
he
the things he
he's a great
contributed to Marvel.
contributor and the ideas.
Yeah, and I mean, also half the ideas are also like Jack Kirby's and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But
the
um, yeah, I think DC. Though I think the only correct answer is DC, and is also agree.
yeah,
I think this should be the only correct answer because DC, literally, Marvel got most of their heroes from DC.
yeah,
A lot of them. Like you can go and look. Man Thing was inspired off of Swamp Thing. Namor was inspired off of not Namor. Sorry, I think Aquaman was inspired off of Namor,
yeah,
but Aquaman's still more popular.
yeah,
And
definitely.
Superman, Batman, the most popular. The Flash.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe argue Wonder Woman's in the third. Well, I'd
Yeah,
say, I mean, Byron's third if we're talking all around, but I mean, literally the three faces of DC: Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. I mean, those are like everybody like
that
for
is the
every
Trinity.
one of- yeah, that is the Trinity.
Like when you think of the comic book Trinity, you think of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. You don't think of Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor.
Yeah, like I'd say
So
the
I
Marvel Trinity would probably be Spider-Man, Hulk, and Wolverine. You
mm,
know, and I mean that's what I'd say.
Hulk and Wolverine, maybe.
Um, and the crazy part is, I don't really feel that matchup when I see them. When I see Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, I'm like, oh yeah, these guys are together. You know, it's definitely a trinity.
Yeah.
Where it feels like a trinity with Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Hulk, or even if it was Spider-Man, Iron Man, or I wouldn't say Cap, Iron Man, and Thor, or They
They're the
kind of
Trinity of
are.
the Avengers.
I'm saying majority. I'd
Just
say whole.
overall DC. And overall
Yeah,
Marvel.
yeah,
Okay, I can see that then. So you agree that DC Comics had the bigger impact on the superhero genre?
yes.
All right, and that concludes my agree to disagree statements. Now on to your DC.
Okay, let me put my notes here. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go low and then we're gonna go high for me.
You have one that's gonna make me as mad as that Guardians one did.
No, I have the probably the most boldest one.
Okay, I'm gonna make a wager here that one of them has something to do with Zack Snyder.
I have two Zack Snyder ones. Yeah, in fact. Uh, yeah. Look at this in a minute. Number one, agree to disagree. Christian Bale is the best Batman.
I disagree.
Okay, I disagree as well. Um,
You know who the best Batman is?
George Clooney.
Yes. No. Actually, it's Jensen Ackles. That's right. I'm a
Exactly.
time traveler.
Live action Batman. Come on.
Yeah.
Greatest
Um,
from the
no.
future.
I think it's a toss up for me between who is actually the best because
For me,
I mean not George. George
it's
Clooney.
Robert Pattinson for me
It's
now.
it's Michael Keaton was really good. He's still really good.
Yeah,
I know. Out of the Flash. I mean,
yeah,
anyway. Um, Val Kilmer holds a special place for me. I really like Val Kilmer.
yeah.
But Robert Pattinson, I think is Robert Pattinson. I just like the way he is as Batman. Now we talking Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Batman Anniversary. Yes.
So like, because there's different like certain ones have a better Bruce Wayne than they do Batman. Just like certain Spider-Man have better Peter Parker than they do
Christian
Spider-Man.
Bale was like never my favorite. Like he was never my top three. My top three was always even now top three is it's Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, Robert Pattinson. That's not like an order or anything. It's just those. I like those three the best. My favorite being Robert Pattinson.
I think Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne isn't my favorite.
I
But
like
then
his
again, we
Bruce.
haven't seen enough of his Bruce Wayne. We really
Yeah,
haven't seen his Bruce Wayne at all, besides like twice.
yeah.
He was more just like
I
hiding
don't
out.
know. For what we saw, I really liked it.
I want to see more of the business side of him, which I hope we will in the sequel. But
Yeah,
I'm inclined to say that Pattinson's my favorite Batman.
yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
So
Next,
both agree, then, right?
both
Or disagree.
yeah, both disagree. Um, Zack Snyder's Wonder Woman theme is the best superhero.
Strong agree. No kidding.
Strong disagree. I don't even need to explain.
I slightly disagree.
This is slightly the best superhero theme of all
No,
time.
it's not the best of all time, but it's
Man,
not horrible. Like it's good. It's just overplayed.
I hate it. I never thought it was good. I
You
don't know.
gonna tell me when you were watching Batman v Superman for the first time, Wonder Woman shows up to save Batman v Superman, you weren't hyped when you heard that?
No, I was like
What?
she shut up. But I was like, what a weird theme. I don't feel Wonder Woman when I hear it.
Yeah, nah, I can agree with that. Then again, when I think of Wonder Woman, I think of a song that sounds like Superman's theme song. Or I
Is
think of the dun 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 dun
it,
dun dun Wonder Woman, like the whole.
yeah, that's the Wonder Woman thing. I get don't play that during like an action scene, but I feel like I just don't feel Wonder Woman when I hear that. At the same time, I mean, she's like a warrior, so I guess you can kind of, it's like, yeah, it's a very heroic
I don't
warrior
know. I don't
music.
think it's the worst. I think the worst superhero theme. Oh, that would be an interesting topic. The worst one is. I don't. Hmm,
I don't know. I don't know if I can even think of one
I
at the
think it's
moment.
Thor.
I'd have to hear it
Because Iron
because
Man's is cool. Iron Man's is like the
I like Captain
it's got
America's.
like the very like industrial like boom, 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 and like Iron Man, and then Captain America's is like very patriotic. Thor's is kind of just mm,
I didn't even hear those. I don't like Spider Man's and MCU's.
that ba 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 ba.
Yeah, I don't
That
like it. Yeah, I don't like it.
oh really?
Yeah, I mean compared to other,
I bet you liked it in that scene in No Way Home when Toby and Andrew were with him. When they're
What?
swinging, and landing on top of the Statue of
No,
Liberty.
it's different because it's a mix of all three. Yeah, I hear
Was
the
it? I
reggae.
thought it was just like ba 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 ba. It was like
It plays it, but then it goes like it plays the middle of the Andrew Garfield thing and then the Tim McGuire thing.
there we go.
Yeah, so
Um,
that's it for me.
would it
Is
be a
that
hot take to say that? No, I guess the Ant-Man and the Wasp theme. Then again, I can recite that.
I'm trying to remember
Like
how that
the it's like well, I have to the first Ant-Man is more recognizable than the second one. But the second one is like the bum 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 bum.
I
Yes,
don't know. I don't remember that. I guess forgettable. I guess I'll put it on that one.
that first Ant-Man one is like the bum 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 bum.
I like that one better. I remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember that one more. I like that one better.
See, this is turning the whole thing talking about music. Well, I
It
guess
just
that's what it was with the Wonder Woman theme. But
yeah.
I think you know what I agree. No, I don't. I disagree. Not slightly either. I changed my mind.
I mean, I think it's the worst. I hate it. I hate it.
So tell me what the Hulk's theme song is.
No, 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 no. Oh, Ang Lee Hulk. I got that one. I don't remember the Incredible Hulk. Oh no, Incredible Hulk has a pretty good one. I don't want to sing it, but pretty good.
That would be a fun extra beat rating superhero themes, kind of like Max does with the rating supers and stuff.
Oh, we should do. I'd like to do that.
But we'd have to get it to where we don't get like
Well, we'll just
copyright.
demonetize it.
I don't know how to do that.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
Anyway, next one. Zack Snyder's Watchmen is better than the book.
Ooh.
Now, this one's hard for me because I like both for different reasons. Now,
Yeah,
I
they're
think
both good. I have one.
okay.
Now you're talking about just the base movie that released in theaters,
I'm talking about
the extended.
we'll go with
Cut.
direct cut and the book. We'll meet in
Okay.
the middle because we're not gonna do the ultimate with the Tales of the Black Freighter version or the theatrical. We'll go with base director's cut. That's his intention. We'll allow it. Director's cut versus the book.
Zack Snyder has too many director's cuts. Anyway,
Wait today.
um,
Crazy.
I am saying that the movie's better is what your the statement was.
Yes, it's better than the.
I I would have to slightly disagree.
You think the book's better?
I think the book is better, but the movie did a good job. It's just the ending of the movie is different than the book, and if it wanted to go fully, and there's a few other things in the movie, I guess that were different. But if I want to go
But,
fully comic accurate, I think it should have followed the book a little bit.
yeah. Um, I'm about to agree. I think the book is better. I think
And if
the way the characters are written in the book are way better.
yeah, and if no one here has read Watchmen, do yourself a favor and read Watchmen because it is something else. I remember I had never read Watchmen, and
Yeah,
Landon made me read Watchmen.
yeah. Like read this. I loved it, man. You talking about like it was like one of the first like darker comic books I read. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. 'Cause I watched it's weird because I watched the movie
It's a dark
first.
comic until you read The Boys, and you're like, oh my god.
Oh my god, there's so much balls. I mean, literally, that was literally what I said. It was crazy. Um,
Doctor, I can't.
Doctor, I can't stop. It's so awful. Um, it wasn't a cat.
Jesus,
Oh god,
this
so bad.
coffee tastes weird.
It wasn't a cat, was it? Yeah. What do you say? Got any burnt? Oh my, it's so it's so vile. Anyways,
It's
but yeah, the book is way better than the movie. Honestly, I'll be honest, the ending didn't bother me that bad.
oh, it didn't bother
I'm
me either. I'm just saying, like,
I'm sure if I was a diehard fan, it would have. But I think the biggest problem with it, I just think it's the way the characters are written. Like I feel like Dan and Lori are a bit different from the comic than they are in the movie. You know, like Dan in the which Night Owl is like super afraid. Like he is in the movie a bit, but like he doesn't even like want to interact with Rorschach. He's like, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah, but we both disagree. Or I slightly disagree.
yeah. I mean, I do slightly disagree because I think what the movie did, I still love it. I rewatch it all the time.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's your the Suicide Squad.
yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
soon the
It's
Suicide Squad's not gonna be it for me. It's gonna be Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
it's probably my favorite DC movie. Watchmen is. It's funny because it's Zack Snyder. Ain't that crazy?
No.
Uh, that's so funny. I think it's an irony.
About our Snyder war we had on Twitter the other day.
Good God, I know, and I'm like Zack
You
Snyder's
guys
so.
need to check out that thread.
Yeah, check out. I wish we did an episode on that.
Yeah.
Anyways, next one. Batman Arkham Knight is not a good game.
I'm good.
I I I,
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on
I agree. Well, I don't agree with you. I agree it's not a good.
that. Yeah, okay. Um what
Where
makes
do I?
it a what makes it a bad game to you?
I think I think everything besides combat is awful in Batman Arkham Knight. I think the story is not good at all. It's a dumbed down version of Under the Red Hood. The reveal of Jason Todd being Arkham Knight is the stupidest reveal I've seen in a game. I'd say it's worse than the Miles Morales. About 1,000 times. Batmobile. No need to say more. And I'm surprised you don't even think about Riddler at the moment
Well,
because
because that's a side thing. Well, I guess
it's
that
part
works.
of the game. It's part of the game. It counts.
He
Because
still had to solve riddles, but it's just the design sucked. That was only.
why the hell is Riddler making race cars?
That's
why
true.
why the hell is he? How the hell does he have time to do that?
He's the
Um,
Riddler, man.
this is the Riddler, I guess. Um, boss fights are not that good. Um, yeah, it's pretty. I mean, the only good thing that came out of that game is the combat, graphics,
That
and
game is still gorgeous.
it's still a beautiful game.
It's insane how they were able to do that.
I think, I mean, honestly, I think it's just because they just were able to just take their time with it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I also gotta say the marketing for it was kind of hype leading up to the game. I
yeah,
like the
and I
live,
like
like those kind of like cool CG or live action ish trailers.
yeah,
Like I remember one that was like a bridge and there was some like police or
yeah.
something. I don't know. I remember seeing it when I was watching a Redbox movie and it was an ad before.
What was the I remember like the pre-order bonus you had to play as like Red Hood and Harley Quinn. It had like a bunch of DLC with it. Like the Adam West suits were cool. Um, but it's just I don't think it's a good game. Like when you replay it and compare it to the other games, it's not that good.
I don't know. I had to disagree because I think Arkham Knight is the game that I've played the most out of all of them.
Mhm.
And like currently, and I can check right now because I literally have my PlayStation up. I can look um and find Batman Arkham Knight. Watch this. All right. So let's do PS4, right? And then sort by A to Z. All right, here we go. Batman Arkham Knight. I have 50 okay, 50 hours on.
Yeah,
And that's the most I've played out of any of the Arkham games.
yeah.
So over 2 full days of playing.
Yeah, I have like I don't know what I have around, maybe 70, 60. I think mine's around where yours is at. And
And
it's
then
just I don't have fun. It's just I just can't get behind the story behind it. I think it's just so
I know you don't like the way Scarecrow is in the game.
I don't like Scarecrow, and it sucks because he's like one of my favorite villains.
I thought the Scarecrow in the game was
And
pretty good.
I think it's pretty cheap to make Joker kind of the villain of the game again. Like you could say he's not. It's Scarecrow and Arkham Knight, but having Joker be like in your head, which is kind of cool. But he's still somewhat the main villain of the
But then
game.
you also have that like sequence where you play as the Joker. You got to kill all the villains, and then
Yeah,
you.
that was cool. That was cool. I'll admit that was cool. But like, it's just I just think it's a bit lazy when he's the villain of the first game. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, why not? Making a Batman game, Joker's the villain. Okay, well, Joker sit around for the first time, go for a second one. Okay, he's in City.
But I
Okay,
think
so
Hugo Strange is more a villain in City.
no, the Joker's the villain in Arkham City.
Well, he's an issue that eventually ends up being the final. Actually, final battle ends up being Clayface. Um,
Sure,
so technically,
sure, but
Clayface is the villain.
Clayface is the main villain of Arkham City.
Technically, it was him basically the whole time.
Gotta,
He was just acting
but
like Joker, and then Hugo Strange. I don't know.
still, I mean, I still stand by Joker's still the main villain. Arkham City, Arkham Origins, Joker's the main villain. And now Arkham Knight Joker is kind of like the main villain. I just think I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know. I think everything besides combat is just lame and just not good at all.
okay.
And I'm not gonna remind you of the Batmobile. I'm not gonna mention it. It's fun to
Hmm.
drive, but when you're doing the
Maybe I slightly agree.
Batman,
But we
but
have 4 minutes left this
okay,
meeting. So after this piece, after this like part, we'll stop it for a minute.
yeah.
Um, are you done? We can stop it now.
I got two more, and they're pretty big ones. So
Okay, so yeah. All right, BRB.
all
Your
right.
next one.
So yeah, we got two more left, and these are probably my biggest two.
Okay.
Here we go. DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths is better than Secret Wars.
Huh.
I agree with this. If we're talking impact and story, yeah, Secret Wars. I mean, sorry, not Secret, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
The comic book itself, right? Not like just like the scale of the event in general or anything like that.
Yeah. The scale of the event. Well, no, not scale, but comic book is still like the way it's written and the story was.
Um. Okay. Now which Secret Wars? Because there is two.
First one,
There,
first Secret Wars.
there's the okay. So 'cause there's another one that's like Doctor Doom.
Yeah, no,
So you're talking
no,
about
first
one
Secret
that's like
Wars.
the Beyonder.
Yeah, no, original Secret Wars and Crisis like first go around Crisis on Infinite
Now
Earth.
Crisis, I'm stuck on because I've read the book once.
Yeah,
I'm more knowledgeable about what they do, the Crisis on Infinite Earths of the CW thing, which I think is kind of close to it. Of what they
I thought
do.
I thought it was just crazy how I can't just imagine back in the day you see the cover of them killing Supergirl and then you're all like, oh, and I literally quote comic book in here. Oh, it can't get any crazier. Next freaking issue, they kill off the Flash, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I mean, it's insane. I don't remember there being any deaths in Secret Wars, unless I'm forgetting some.
Let me look.
Major.
Well, it would be who would the other universe that they were fighting against because there's like two
Yeah.
universes fighting each other. Let me see. Who died in Secret? We also have um the black suit Spider-Man in Secret Wars too.
Yeah, and that led on to be a big thing.
Yeah, let's see. All right. I'm curious. I don't know who else. Oh yeah. It'd be an easier question to answer who didn't die. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
really? So I must be forgetting. Like, it has been a hot mess since I read Secret Wars.
Uh,
Um,
Let me see. Okay. Okay, they're talking about the new Secret Wars. Let me
yeah, no,
click on look at this one. Apparently some spider people die. Um okay, no, that's not it. 19 here we go. 1984 event casualty Marvel database. People that died are Peter Parker. Did he die? From Earth 616.
I don't remember that happening, but
Well, according to this, Wolverine from Earth 616.
I remember
Venom. Did that happen?
that.
Venom did.
There's no way that happened because Venom
It
wasn't
says
even a
Bruce
thing.
Banner, Thor, Captain America, Charles Xavier, and Reed Richards.
There's no way Venom. You sure ain't Secret Wars 2?
I don't know. And there's also more here. It says Janet Van Dyne, She Hulk, Johnny Storm, Julia Carpenter, Galactus's cat. Sorry. Um, what? He's a
Well, I
cat?
just well, Venom's throwing me off because Venom wasn't even a thing yet.
Characters that were killed or apparently killed during the original Secret Wars event. Yeah, and it's Peter Parker, James Howler, Wolverine, Venom, Symbiote, Bruce Banner, Thor Odinson, Steven Rogers, Charles Xavier, and Reed Richards.
Huh. Okay. So get him out.
And then who all died in Crisis?
So
Who all
Supergirl,
died in
Flash.
Crisis on Infinite Earths? Um, okay, here we go. Victims or deaths. Let me look at deaths. Oliver Queen. Well, there's also different Earth characters too.
Yeah.
But of Earth D, Oliver Queen, Hal Jordan. See, a lot of people die actually in Crisis because
Yeah.
entire Earths are being disintegrated
Yeah, practically. So
with a wave of antimatter. So, I mean, you get the Flash on that Earth, Superman, Supergirl, Wonder Woman, unnamed civilians, 7 billion unnamed civilians.
oh yeah, some million.
And there's so many different versions of characters that are dying, and 6 unnamed Nazi soldiers.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so yeah,
All right. Yeah.
I think
I'm still sticking with Crisis.
I think I'll go with Crisis.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
think so. Yeah, I'll go with that. So I agree.
Okay. Yeah, here's my most bold, probably most boldest one on here out of
Please.
Marvel DC. I don't know, and really, this could be a simple like, yeah, I agree with that, and then we'll be done.
Mm.
Uh, Mr. Freeze has the best villain origin story of all time, and
Let me
that includes
think.
Marvel and DC.
Marvel and DC. Let
And
me
I'm talking,
think.
and or I'm talking about Batman the animated series origin, like the most popular one. I'm not talking about his original. Yeah,
Um, hmm. Let me. So does it have to be comic book?
yeah, it could be comic book. It could be
Does Darth Vader count as a comic book?
Marvel and DC. We're gonna keep it in those.
Star Wars is a Marvel comic.
Marvel original Marvel characters and DC characters.
Okay. Um, I don't- see, I really like Mr. Freeze's,
Yeah.
but I think I might have to slightly disagree.
Okay. With who though? Who has the better one?
I think Magneto has a very good origin story.
His is pretty good. You're right
Like
about.
Nazi camp, and then he like under so much emotional stress that he unlocks his powers, and then he becomes friends with Charles Xavier, but then like slowly they start growing
Yeah.
before he turns into like I don't know. I think his rise to villainy is more. It granted it's more villain. I think Mister Freeze is less of a. I count Mister Freeze as like less of a villain than most Batman villains,
Yeah.
but
I mean, Magneto though, which is a good point to bring up, is that he's not. Some people don't even see Magneto as the villain. You know, like I mean, for a man that literally grew up like that, some people wanted to kill him just the way he is. You know, being Jewish, and then still growing up, people still hating him because he's a mutant. I mean, I'm sure he'd be like, "I screw you all," you know, screw it. Yeah, y'all are dead to me, you know, and it's pretty powerful stuff there.
yeah,
Um, but I'd say just the love the love that Freeze has for Nora is like so like the most powerful thing ever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Uh, like you watch that episode of Darien and Landon series with Freeze, and it's like it gets my heart every time. And there's not a villain origin story that comes close.
Let's
Ex-
see what CBR.com says about the best supervillain origin out of 10. Magneto, Superman, Mr. Freeze's second, though, and it mentions
Magneto,
animated series, but Magneto's number one. It says
mm,
so because he survived the biggest crime in human history.
yeah, that's
Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna have to what did I say? Slightly disagree, or which one what did I say? Or
you said slightly disagree.
yeah,
Is
yeah. So
right,
I
man.
still slightly disagree.
You know what? I might. Cause I thought about Magneto constantly. I was like, ah, dude, Freeze has his love interest, but then I'm still like, dude, like Magneto's like in the Holocaust. I mean, dude, Magneto has been hated his almost like his entire life of just being the way he is,
Yeah,
and that's powerful stuff too. So I'm gonna have to get. You know, I might disagree with this one too. And I came
what's
and
that?
I made this one. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna agree with this one. But literally, I mean, this one it's strange, but yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree.
But it's
Magneto
funny
has
because the real correct answer is the Riddler, but no one's ready to talk about that yet.
why the guy he got a bit bullied for being a weirdo, and that was
Yeah,
he
and
deserved it.
so he was like, you know what? I'm gonna make
I'm
puzzles,
gonna do some puzzles. Y'all see,
and I'm gonna dress cool
I'm wearing pajamas.
with a bunch of question marks.
It's a bunch of question marks. You'll see. That's some shade.
You don't doubt the Riddler.
Yeah,
He he
yeah
he'll sometimes get the upper hand.
like when,
Well,
like that
I'll
one time.
never forget when we did the
Batman,
Arkham Files episode, and he had the confrontation on the bus with the question, and the question just confused the Riddler.
yeah, I know. Like, I
He
mean,
just,
I'd
I
say,
think he actually he humiliated him. I think, and then just caused him to surrender. It
I
was
mean, I'm
hilarious.
sure whoever's made Batman think for an extra minute or two before. That's it. That's when he's had the upper hand.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah. Well, there. Yeah.
Um.
So I'm gonna disagree. Magneto has the better origin story.
All right. Well. Um. I guess with that we go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so much for joining us for the very first episode of Agree to Disagree. Let us know if you want us to keep doing it. If we have different topic episodes, maybe at some point, like your MCU um or something, And
Yeah.
we'll definitely do that. It'll be shorter, probably. This one was a little long, but
Yes.
uh, yeah, like I said, let us know. And I don't think what's the next extra beef? The Boys season one.
Yes.
Yeah, so The Boys season one is the next extra beef. You guys definitely check that out. It'll be a burrito after dark kind of situation because we're gonna be talking about some pretty
Is
crazy stuff.
that right?
Yeah. Uh, yeah. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
Yeah.